Hey, it's December 13th, 2018. This is Andrew in Omaha, Nebraska, and I wanted to address a question I get from time to time about where to buy leather and how much you have to buy. There's several places, good places, that you can order leather from, and they range from the Tandy Leather Factory to Springfield Leather Company, Maker's Leather Supply, and also Wickett and Craig. You can order directly from the tannery with those guys. I'm going to start with Springfield Leather because they are my go-to for ordering leather. This is 4 square feet of 8 to 9 ounce vegetable tan leather. I recently ordered from them. And as you can see with these guys, you do not have to order an entire side of leather in order to get some quality leather. This is a piece of Hermann Oak, and like I said, it's just 4 square feet, and you could probably get several gun holsters or knife sheaths or any other type of smaller project out of this, and the cost is much less than if you had to buy an entire side of leather. And this is Hermann Oak Leather. This is some of the best leather in the world. It comes from the Hermann Oak Tannery, which is in St. Louis, Missouri. And if you ever watch any saddle makers on YouTube that are tooling and cutting leather to make horse saddles, that's going to be their favorite kind of leather. They always talk about it. It tools the best, it dyes the best, and Springfield Leather does a great job of providing that quality leather that everybody can afford. So basically you can either call them up or you can order it online. Either way, and say, well, I only need, say, 4 square feet of leather. They're going to cut you 4 square feet off of a hide, and that's what you're going to get. Now, Tandy Leather sells, they sell full sides of leather. They sell double shoulders, which is just the shoulder of the cow. They sell half shoulders. They sell bends, and I'll show you what that looks like here because that's what this is. This is just a bend of drum-dried white leather. And what a bend is it's just the, it's kind of like the center portion of the side of leather. They've cut off the belly, they've cut off the shoulders, and what you're left with is some nice clean leather. Now, I'm not going to unroll this one because I'm not ready to use it yet, but it's really good for things like if you're going to do a lot of belts or something like that, and make nice long straight clean lines to run your strap cutter down. Tandy sells a lot of import leather. One of them is oak leaf. It runs a little cheaper than Hermann Oak, and it's still good leather. I made this bag out of oak leaf. This is 8 to 9 ounce. And as you can see, this project turned out all right. This is actually the first bag I ever made from scratch, so that's why I kind of hang on to it. But as Springfield Leather, as opposed to Tandy, Springfield will cut you a small amount of leather, and Tandy really doesn't do that. Basically what they have on the shelf is what you get, so they're not going to cut it like Springfield will. And I think Maker's Leather Supply now is also cutting Wickett and Craig leather to the square foot, similar to the way Springfield Leather does it. But I haven't ordered any leather from them yet, so I don't know what their process involves. But it seems like it would be the same process as Springfield Leather. That way you can get a nice piece of Wickett and Craig leather, but you only need the amount that you need for your project instead of having to buy the whole side of the cow. This is another bend. This is from Springfield Leather. This is what I made the fire shield out of. And I believe this piece was about $160 on sale. That's what it looks like. Like I said, these they're nice for belts. You can just, or radio straps for, in this case, you can just run your strap cutter down. And here's a drum dried piece of belly. This isn't an entire full belly because I've already cut a few pieces out of it. This is what I made the pouch for the shotgun shells in my last video out of. Don't think that bellies are useless. They're very good for a lot of small projects. And I picked it up for like $25 or something like that from Springfield Leather last year during one of their Christmas sales. But this is a piece of veg tan from a belly that I cut up. And there's still more projects that can come out of this leather. Now, you know, your saddle makers, briefcase makers, people like that, you know, I don't think they're not going to be using a belly or something. They're going to need a full side of leather, and they're going to need like grade A leather that's going to have the least amount of blemishes on the hide as possible, just because their working surface is so big. But you know, you don't have to buy a grade A piece of leather. This 4 square foot piece, the first piece I pulled out of the box, I think that's a B grade or something like that. But if there's any imperfections, any stretch marks, any insect bites, brands, or anything like that in the leather, if you're doing small projects, you can easily work around that. And if you cut out the clean spot, then you have a grade A piece of leather there. This is a piece of oil tan leather. You can see that I made a project out of it. I cut that piece out. Again, this is from Springfield Leather, and I think maybe I ordered like 5 square feet of this or something. They cut 5 square feet of it, rolled it up in a box, and sent it to me. It was plenty, and I didn't have to go through the expense of buying an entire side. Another thing I want to mention about the Springfield Leather Company is they always seem to have the best prices for their leather. They have a, I don't know what they call it, a club, kind of like Tandy has, but it's not as expensive. And I think it's like $50 or something for the year. And then it knocks like $1 off a square foot of whatever it is you're buying. Now, I've been to their store once, and I have to tell you, they literally have leather stacked from the floor to the ceiling. They have so much inventory that I couldn't see how you could not find whatever it is that you were looking for as far as leather. And that includes, you know, vegetable tan leather, oil tan leather, upholstery leather, any type of leather to make clothing, you name it, they're going to have it. They also have a lot of other hobby stuff in there. I think they have a big section for people who make stuff out of beads and stuff like that. It's an amazing store. If you lived in Springfield, Missouri, and were into leather craft, you'd have an awesome resource right there in town. Now, this is what a full side of leather looks like. This is, I believe, 9 to 10 ounce full black saddle skirting from Wickett and Craig. But the thing with Wickett and Craig versus some of the other tanneries, Wickett and Craig is located in Pennsylvania, and you can call them directly and they will sell you one side of leather, and that's what I have here. And if you want a side of Wickett and Craig leather, whether it's their bridal leather, their vegetable tan tooling leather, saddle skirting like this, I would recommend ordering it from them because you're going to get the best price straight from them. Their shipping is a little steep. I think it's like $30, but I bought this piece here on sale. They have a monthly flyer that comes out with all their sale pieces. And this piece here was $150 plus the $30 for the shipping. And anywhere else you would order a piece of Wickett and Craig leather from, you're going to be paying well over $200 for. My plan is to make a ton of things like wallets, fire shields, radio straps, possibly a police belt here project. And now that I have the Cobra Class 14 leather splitter, I'm going to be able to cut this down to any thickness that I need when I'm making the projects. So basically, in conclusion, I would say if you're a hobbyist and you need a small amount of leather, my advice would be to either contact Springfield Leather or Maker's Leather Supply and have them cut out the square foot that you need for your leather project. I would also recommend going to the local tandy store. You never know what you might find there. But me personally, I have better luck using Springfield Leather. They're just so easy to work with. They always have what you need. If you need a full side of leather, Springfield and Maker's Leather Supply will gladly sell you a full side as well. You can buy full sides of Hermann Oak Leather from Springfield Leather. Like I said, they're a Hermann Oak dealer, so they will be able to fix you up there. You cannot call Hermann Oak, the tannery, and buy one side of leather. They won't deal with you. I believe they only sell to dealers or people that are going to buy probably like 50 sides of leather or something from them to make it worth their while. But if you need to buy a full side of quality leather, I would highly recommend contacting Wickett and Craig. Just call the tannery directly and buy your sides of leather. That way you're going to get the best price and you're going to get some of the best leather available in the world. And what I'm saying here applies pretty much in the United States. If you live outside the United States, you're going to have to figure out a good source of leather there. So I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, leave them for me in the comment box. If I left something out or you know a better place to source leather from, let me know. I'm always open to learning something new. So this is Andrew in Omaha, Nebraska. Have a nice day.